Colgate toothpaste, Ivory bar soap with a value of $127. And let me tell you how I know I'm fucked up. Because I didn't even need to do it. Like y'all, Carlos, this is when Carlos had first came back from Memphis. He hadn't moved in with me yet. So I had the money. Because every time he came from Memphis, he had bread. Like, he made sure he came with money because he knew when he's here, I don't have to spend shit. Before he moved in, when he came, I don't have to spend, but I was just doing shit. So that's why I told my public defender, like, bro, I'm not pleading innocent. Like, I'm guilty as fuck. Like, she's like, well, they're going to probably make you do community service or probation. I said, I don't care. I haven't been smoking, so I don't have the urge to smoke. It is what it is. But it was embarrassing as fuck. Like, that's so embarrassing. And it just goes to show you, like, bro, it ain't worth it. Like, real shit is not worth it. And if the Lord wanted me to learn a lesson, I definitely learned it. He ain't got to worry about me no more. I promise you, you don't. Then they did me wrong because when I first went in, I already knew I had a hold from Fulton. Let me tell you how they fucked me up, though. I'm going to have to let y'all up. They going to say, Carlos paid the bond for my theft charge went up like $200-something. He paid that like a couple of days when I got in. Hold on. So he paid that. Then they was confused on my second bond because they like, well, we don't have her in Smyrna and they don't know where to go. So Carlos did his due diligence and they finally found where the bond needed to be posted. They wanted a surety bond because I had a failure to appear. Because when Lionel drowned my son, I had to go back to Oklahoma. I had lost everything. I was in his car, using his car. Remember I told y'all I lost my studio? It was all this shit. All of it is just like, that's how y'all know I don't be lying because I can piece these puzzle pieces together. When he drowned my son and he went to jail, I was already going through the eviction process type shit. But we thinking that we was going to be able to save it because I'm thinking that, you know what I'm saying, I got his support. I didn't know that my son was choked on top of the toilet. This nigga choked my son. This is what my daughter told me. They told me that this man had my son above the toilet. Let me show y'all the toilet. Let me try to find nothing over here. Let me move my bottle out the way. He had my son. Just imagine, this is King, y'all. Y'all know how little and timid my son is. You know what I'm saying? He had my son by the neck. This is what my daughter told me she seen. And I can talk about it now because he out and I'm pretty sure that they watching my live. So I'm going to let my truth be my truth because the motherfucker ain't going to be able to get on her and tell my truth because it's my truth. He had my son. This is what my daughter told me. And the same thing that my daughter told me is the same shit that she told them people when I took her to the investigations office. A motherfucker trying to act like here that I'm trying to support a nigga that did that to my son. No, bitch. The reason why you went to jail was because of me. Real shit. And if you on here watching, yeah, bitch, I did that. While you got on here and thought you was doing your big one on me, it wasn't that. You did them years because of me and my kids. Because I'm never playing with a nigga about my kids. And even though I was, you know what I'm saying, I had a little situation afterwards, it is what it is. You still went to jail because they told me we're going to be listening to your phone calls. Okay? He had my kids when he went to jail. They told me, hey, if he comes to your house for the next couple of days, there's going to be somebody there. I told that nigga to bring my kids home because you're on the run. You trying to go to Carmen house, you know what I'm saying? And then let's put it on the table because I still got the text messages. Whenever Lionel went to jail, I text Carmen on some shit like, oh, I feel like I'm going. Let me bring it back because I feel like I'm jumping. I'm jumping too far ahead. He had my son by the neck above the toilet. Okay, you know to hold someone above a toilet, you have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to lift them above the toilet. This is what my daughter said that they seen, okay? She said, Mama, I heard a loud thump. She said it was a type shit. And that's what made her get up and go to the bathroom. So my son had already been drowned by his daddy, but y'all didn't know that. They didn't know that. Nobody knew that my son, when I went to jail a long time ago when I was in Georgia, okay? They had to send my kids to Tulsa. Remember I told y'all that every time I go to jail, they try to send my kids to CPS, and on God, I might cry because the shit really fucked me up. I never even told y'all this type of shit because I'm a mom. You know what I'm saying? You already know how the fuck I feel about my kids. So it ain't, I can get on here and ha and he with y'all. I can tell y'all all my business, but that's a touchy subject for me because this is my kids. I don't give a fuck what y'all say about me and all the mistakes I make. Y'all already know how I'm coming about my children, period. So when I was locked up a long time ago, you know what I'm saying? When Lionel was locked up too, I was still in Oklahoma, but they sent when I got out, half of my kids was in Tulsa, okay, with their dads. This is their own original dads. But they daddies was calling down to Tulsa, T-Lo, which is Taryn, Taylor, and King's daddy, specifically. Oh, y'all need to come get the kids. Can y'all send me beans, please? We should be almost to the 5th star. I need 5K to get to the 5th star. Yeah, my kids are with my mama right now. I got a week by myself. Ain't no kids. My kids is good. They with my mama right now, and I'm straight. I'm thankful for my mama because she didn't have to come get them. She told me if I needed a little break when I got out, then I'm cool. So I'm going to get my kids. I'm going out of town next weekend, going on vacation. We finna turn the fuck up. It's Juneteenth, all of that. We finna turn up, literally. I'm finna go get my kids. We finna have a fucking blast. I'm finna give them everything. Even then, I feel like I wasn't the parent that I needed to be because I was dealing with emotional abuse from this man, and I wasn't like Saturday. Y'all know me, game night every Saturday. I'm with my kids in the kitchen. We cooking, we dancing, we turned up. But for the couple of weeks before, when I was going through my, you know what I'm saying? I'm a person. You know what I'm saying? I'm never ashamed about having problems or dealing with certain situations because I'm a person. I'm not abnormal. I'm not different from the next person. I'm just a broadcaster. So people feel like they can judge me on my life, and I don't mind because I know I hold myself accountable to everything that I do wrong. I'm not the best parent in the world, but I know for one damn thing, I'm a damn good mom. You know what I'm saying? I give a fuck about their feelings. I'm not trying to throw. I just got into it with my mama, y'all. Literally, I had to tell her about herself because you calling me, telling me certain things, and I gotta put you on your plate because the motherfucker ain't finna play with me when it comes. I'm not finna play with nobody no more. I've been too meek. I'm too nice. I'm too fucking nice. I don't want to retaliate. I don't go tit for tat. I don't be wanting to do that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So anyways, my daughter came and told me she heard a loud thump. Now I'm gonna swipe the comments so I can tell y'all the story. She told me that she heard a loud thump. And she went and checked the bathroom. She like, Mama, I had came and I peeked around the bathroom and I seen Lionel had King by the neck above the toilet and his lip was bleeding. Okay, this is what she told me. Keep in mind, y'all, I'm fresh out of jail. When I got out of jail, I went home. My son was there with me and Lionel have a mutual friend. My son was there with him. And my son didn't want to tell me what happened at the time. Only thing I know is when my cousin Hennessy picked me up. She's like, well, did they tell you what happened? I'm not knowing shit, bro. I don't know nothing. I was in jail for 2 weeks. I didn't know nothing. I'm like, no, they didn't tell me what happened. They like, oh, well, Lionel. They said Lionel, something happened with Lionel, but I'm going to let you get to the house so they can tell you. Because my cousin is not like, you know what I'm saying? She has a very pure heart. She don't really be wanting. She kind of like me. You don't want to really hurt nobody's feelings or tell nobody nothing wrong. Boom. So I go home. Lionel wasn't there yet. He was working on a garbage can making $12 an hour, old broke fuck nigga. You ain't even got no money. Both of you bitches is broke. Carmen and you broke, bitch. And I got more money than both of y'all. And my nigga got more money than both of y'all. Both of you bitches can get it. I swear to God, right now, both of them hoes pull up. I'll spill off on both of them bitches. Real shit. I'm that mad. But I come home, and my comments is swiped, so I can't see nothing that's going on. I come home, they open up the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see my son. I'm like, oh, baby, you know what's going on? He got a little thing on his lip. I'm like, what happened to your lip? Is you okay? He like, yeah, mama. He didn't want to tell me nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? He's a kid. He ain't never, he experienced that with his daddy. You know what I'm saying? My daughter, Taryn, like 5 at the time. Like, my kids were young. Taryn like, mama, this person whooped King and she was whooping him real hard and my son spit on that bitch. She whooped my son and my son spit on that bitch. And my baby, and T-Lo called and was like, if y'all don't come get this motherfucking baby, I'm going to do something to him. On my mama, I was on the first, but on my kids, I was on the first ticket. Nigga, I spent my last $80 because I was working at McDonald's. I wouldn't get paid shit at the time because I wasn't a manager. I spent my last $80. I left all my clothes. Me and Raylan got on the bus and I went to get my kids. You know where the fuck I went? Nowhere. I had nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. My little bitty cousin, Ravion, who stays in Tulsa, I was living with her. I was pregnant with Roddy at the time. Lionel was locked up. I was pregnant with Roddy. I got pregnant with Roddy after Lionel's son had passed away. We went to the funeral maybe a couple of weeks later. Matter of fact, I got pregnant the day of his son's funeral because I went back to his sister's house with him. We had sex, and I went to when I went to Tulsa, I found out I was pregnant with Roddy at the time. So I'm like, okay, boom. Had to go back to Tulsa. Living with my little cousin, sleeping on her couch. I'm doing all type of fucked up shit because in my mind, I'm just like, bro, like all this shit is happening at one time. I don't want to be in Tulsa. I didn't have nowhere to go. I did a lot of fucked up shit in my past, and I've always told y'all this. I did a lot of fucked up shit in my past. So when I try to do right, people hold me to that shit still even to this day. People bring up the shit that I done changed my whole life around from the shit I used to do. Kicking down people's doors, stuffing bitches in safes, all that type of shit, bro. I was on that. But I had my kids and that shit set me down. I can't be on that type of shit no more because I know how I was treated or how I felt as a kid. I can't let my kids do. I die about mine. Real shit. So I went on a bus. I got my kids. Went to my cousin's house. Blah, blah, blah. When I got out of jail, my son didn't tell me. Lionel ended up walking through the door, and I could tell by the look on his face something was wrong. He was excited to see me, but it was just like off, you know. And at the time, I'm still not knowing. So I'm like, oh baby, I'm happy to see you. I tell him, let's go get the kids early from school, because I hadn't seen my kids don't be away from me. Don't nobody. I tell you, every time I go to jail, what my family say, send them kids to CPS. Send them kids to CPS. My mama just said on the phone today, broke my fucking soul. I said, mama, you know how many times you done told these folks to send my kids to CPS? Well, you know how much of a good, my mama don't praise me for shit, but being a good mom. My mama don't give me no ups about nothing. Social media got these motherfuckers' head confused. Because ever since I became big on social media platforms and they see how much support I get, they feel like I don't have no feelings, or what's going on in my real life ain't going on. Them folks was bashing me for feeling how I felt about how Carlos was not like saying shit to me. Words fucking hurt, yo. Especially when you're trying to be a bigger person, words hurt. Especially when a nigga that really got more money than you. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a little shit put up, but I ain't got no more money than Carlos. So when a motherfucker shitting on you every time y'all get into it and words are being said, nigga, they make me feel a certain type of way. And I'm human. I'm allowed to feel like that. And I'm not embarrassed because I know a lot of people that go through it. Bitches just don't be wanting to speak up, and I don't mind. I don't mind telling my story because, you know what I'm saying, people find encouragement in the weirdest things. I could tell how I feel, and people could look at me and be like, well, damn, she told her story and she's still striving, she's still trying to, I know I can do it too type shit. So besides all that, I come home, shit weird. I'm taking out food. I swear to God, I took a pack of chicken out, put it in the sink. I'm like, Lionel, let's go get my kids. He like, okay, come on. I put King in the car. The school was 3 minutes. That's when I was staying on Shiloh Green in Kennesaw, Georgia. My kids went to Baker Elementary. We pulled up to Baker Elementary. He like, I'm gonna sit in the car. I'm like, okay, cool. I go in there, I get my kids. Keep in mind, I ain't even been out of jail for an hour. I go get my, y'all know I ain't got no edges. I go get my motherfucking kids. He like, I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay. It's taking long. I'm sitting there for about now it's about 20 minutes done went past. I go back up to the office because they had a chair on the outside for you to sit and wait for your kids. I go back up to the office. I'm like, what's going on? They like, oh, we can't find your kids. I was like, bullshit. So when she said she couldn't find my kids, I'm already knowing it's bullshit. I'm like, man, what? Man, y'all better, at this point, I'm becoming belligerent. I'm like, cuz y'all better go get my motherfucking kids. Like, y'all sitting in here playing. Soon as I said that, detectives walking in, police officers, all type of people coming in. I sit back because I'm like, shit, I just got out of jail. I don't know, motherfucking problem. What's up? They like, so what happened at the house? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're like, yeah, what happened at the house? Like, well, you better tell us what the fuck is going on or I'm taking your ass to jail. This the detective talking to me. I'm like, how you gonna take me to jail? I just got out of jail. I ain't been out of jail for an hour. I show him my paperwork. You know, they give you the release. Boom. He like, well, we're gonna get your daughter. We're gonna take you to the room. So they took me to this back room in my kid's school. My daughter come out. The first thing I do is hug my baby. I'm not knowing what the fuck is going on. But I hug my child because I'm like, you know, if the detectives heard something done happened, then it resonated. My cousin told me something happened with my son. Let me take a shot so I don't cry out. Hold on. So the dude was like, so basically Zion went to school and the daycare that my kids was going to was already like concerned because they was like, you know, Mahogany, when she bring her kids, their hair is done, they look clean, they neat. Me and the daycare that they was going to, the provider, we was real tight because she knew I was a single mom. I was trying to get it on my own. You know what I'm saying? She knew my situation. So she was fucking with me on the deposits and on my everything I had. She was fucking with me. So when she seen my kids coming in, their hair wasn't done. You know what I'm saying? Lionel tried to do what he could, but it's like Lionel head ain't focused. He don't give a fuck about fucking bitches. And I'm going to get into the fact that you told me that you let a nigga suck your dick too, since you would have played with me. But that's a later story we going to do. So I hugged Zion. They like, I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? They're like, well, your daughter came to school and said that she was afraid to go home. And I'm looking at her. I called my mama instantly. Like, Mom, I'm crying on the phone. My mama, I'm like, Mom, I don't know what's going on. They talking about they finna take my kids. Zion said she was afraid to go home. I don't know. Like, the first point of contact is my mama. This nigga got mad at me because I called my mama. Bitch, this is my mama. I'm the only child. Fuck do you mean? I'm going to call my mama. I don't give a fuck how much we be into a nigga. That's my mama. So I'm going to call her. He like, so Lionel was still sitting outside at the point. He like, well, should I leave or should I stay? And I did tell him to leave. Because I didn't know at the time that it was considered. I didn't know at the time. I'm like, yeah, they talking about they finna take the kids and shit. So you can just go ahead and go get my other kids from daycare. Is what I told him to do. Because my Raylan and Riley didn't go to school yet. I told him to go get my other kids from daycare. So when I'm sitting there with the detective, they finally tell me. Zion didn't want to say nothing at first because I think she thought that I was going to be mad. But I had to tell her, baby, tell them what's going on because I don't know. So she told him like, oh, Lionel got mad because King, y'all know how King, boys don't like to take baths. And me and then my son was already drowned by his original dad, his first dad. You know what I'm saying? My daughter Taryn, 5 years old at the time, had to tell me that my baby daddy took my son and put him under the water because he didn't want to get in the tub. He's a child. My son was, come on now. I feel like that he was mad because my son dick was bigger than his. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Because my nigga did come out with a thing. And nigga, you probably was mad because your shit on pinky. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. That's what I was wanting. Like, because why the fuck would you drown my son? Like, come on, my nigga can't even barely talk. This one, my son had hair on his head. A full head of hair. You know what I'm saying? So, that was a lady story. So, she like, oh, King didn't want to get. So, what he did was, my son had got in the tub and got right out. And so Lionel came and asked him, hey, King, did you get in the tub? And my son said, yeah, I got in the tub, but my son didn't put no soap on his body. So I guess when Lionel smelled him or seen him, he was too dry or something, he got mad and pushed him in the tub. And when he pushed him in the tub, my son hit his lip. That's where that thing, when my daughter told me she heard a big boom, that's where that came from him pushing my son in the tub. And I guess that he was so angry because his car wasn't working. He didn't have no money to buy me out of jail. He had to sell his necklace. You know what I'm saying? His daddy had just died. His mama had just died. All this shit that he was going through. And he took it out on my fucking son. My daughter said Lionel told me to go sit back down. And she said, Mama, I was scared because King was in the bathroom. And when I walked back in, he had King by the neck above the toilet. So when I say above the toilet, that's not on the toilet. He held my son by his neck above the toilet. When the detectives was like, are you willing to come down to the safe haven? And I said, hell yeah. So they put me in a different car. And they put my daughter in a different car. So that way, I guess they thought at the time, I didn't know. But now that I know, it was because they didn't want me to be telling my daughter not to say nothing. Bitch, I don't know who the fuck y'all think y'all playing with. She finna tell it all. Like, no, bitch, I'm cooperative. Like, I'm going to do whatever y'all need me to do. He's at the safe haven place for them there 8 hours. 8, 9, a lot of hours. I don't see no gifts, no, bro. Okay, I do. Let me swipe my comments back over. So, we go to the place, and I'm not knowing what's going on still. You know, they back there, they talking to Zion, they talking to King. You know what I'm saying? They just doing all this extra shit. And I'm like, okay, keep in mind that Lionel wasn't there when they got my 2 youngest kids from the daycare, remember? I told y'all that I told him to go get my other kids from the daycare because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. When I told him to go get my kids, I didn't know that Lionel was the cause of the problem. I did not know. I didn't know. I was fresh out of jail, and every time I called Lionel on the phone, it was never none of that. Now, I remember one time I called him, and he said that his car stopped in the middle of the street that was close to my house. I said, well, just calm down. You know what I'm saying? It's good. Like, you got to be patient. You know what I'm saying? I know I got a lot of kids and a lot of people ain't gonna come and take care of my. Shout out to my motherfucking Hey You. Because my bitch went and got my motherfucking kids from Texas and kept my kids and bought them clothes, got their hair done, took them to the movies, took them to Jump World, and all of that.